Welcome to Mythic Abyss, where we dive into the darkest legends, the most terrifying creatures, and the ancient stories that most channels won't touch. If you're new here, this is the place where myths come alive and monsters get the respect they deserve. Subscribe and join us, because once you enter the abyss, you won't want to leave. In 1900, a fisherman named Thomas was walking home along the coast of Sunday, one of the northernmost Orkney islands, when the sea went still. Not calm, still, as if the water itself was holding its breath. The wind died, the waves stopped, and from the shallows, something began to rise. Thomas described what he saw to the folklorist Traill Dennison, and that account remains the most detailed eyewitness description of the creature in existence. What came out of the water was not a horse, it was not a man. It was both fused together in a way that made no natural sense. A massive horse-like body, but with no skin. Every muscle exposed, glistening and red, pulsing with dark fluid that Thomas said moved through yellow veins like thick, black oil. On top of this body sat a rider, but the rider was not sitting on the horse. It was growing out of it, fused at the torso, as if the two creatures were one organism that had never been meant to exist. The rider's head was enormous, 3 feet across, according to Thomas, and it rolled from side to side on a neck too thin to support it. It had one single eye, red and burning, the size of a dinner plate, and its arms were long, impossibly long, nearly reaching the ground, with clawed fingers that opened and closed like something tasting the air. But the worst part was the breath. A thick hot vapor that smelled of decay, so powerful that crops would blacken in its wake, livestock would collapse, and humans who breathed it in would develop a plague the islanders called mortasheen. This is the Nuckelavee, the skinless rider, the devil of the sea. And tonight, we are going to the Orkney Islands to face the most terrifying creature in all of Scottish folklore. The Nuckelavee belongs to a tradition of sea spirits found across the Norse and Celtic world. The Orkney Islands sit at the crossroads of these two cultures. Colonized by Norse Vikings in the 8th century, but home to Pictish and Celtic peoples for thousands of years before that. The result was a folklore tradition that blended Scandinavian sea mythology with Celtic fairy beliefs, producing creatures that existed nowhere else in the world. The Nuckelavee is the darkest product of that fusion. Its name likely comes from the Norse word nuck, related to the Scandinavian water spirit known as the knock or nixie, combined with a local Orcadian suffix. But while the knock was dangerous, it was also sometimes beautiful, appearing as a white horse or a handsome musician. The Nuckelavee has no beauty, no charm, no seduction. It is pure malice given form. Unlike many mythological creatures, the Nuckelavee has a very specific trigger. The islanders believed it could be provoked by one particular human activity: burning seaweed. In the Orkney Islands, dried seaweed called kelp was burned to produce soda ash, which was used in soap and glass manufacturing. This was a major industry in the 18th and 19th centuries, and the thick, acrid smoke from the kelp kilns would hang over the islands for weeks. The Nuckelavee despised this smoke. The islanders believed that burning kelp was an offense against the sea itself, and the Nuckelavee was the ocean's response. When the kelp kilns burned, the Nuckelavee would rise from the depths in a fury, spreading disease and destruction across the land. Crops would fail, fish would vanish from the waters. A mysterious plague would sweep through communities, killing livestock and weakening the people. This wasn't just a story. There were real epidemics in the Orkney Islands that locals attributed directly to the Nuckelavee's wrath, often coinciding with heavy kelp burning seasons. Whether the connection was supernatural or simply the toxic effects of breathing kelp smoke for weeks, the result was the same. The Nuckelavee became the embodiment of the sea's vengeance against human greed. What makes the Nuckelavee unique among monsters is that it has a specific weakness. And that weakness is not a weapon, it is not a spell, it is fresh water. the Nuckelavee cannot cross running fresh water. Streams, rivers, even heavy rain could stop it in its tracks. Thomas, the fisherman who encountered it, survived by sprinting toward a nearby loch where a stream ran to the sea. The moment he crossed the stream, the Nuckelavee stopped, unable or unwilling to follow. The islanders also believed that the Nuckelavee was kept in check by a spirit called the the sea, a benevolent ocean goddess who represented the calm, warm waters of summer. During the summer months, the the sea, held the Nuckelavee prisoner beneath the waves. But in winter, when the cold and storms returned, her power weakened, and the Nuckelavee was free to roam. This creates a mythology that is deeply tied to the rhythm of island life. Summer was safe, winter was dangerous. The sea that fed you could also destroy you. And the balance between human activity and natural forces was not something to be taken lightly. The Nuckelavee is almost unknown outside of Scotland, but it has begun appearing in popular culture in recent years. It features in the video game Final Fantasy XIV as a fearsome boss encounter. The tabletop RPG Pathfinder includes it as one of its most dangerous aquatic monsters. And the creature has appeared in several horror novels and indie games. Always portrayed as something uniquely disturbing because of its skinless, fused anatomy. But no adaptation has ever fully captured what makes the Nuckelavee so terrifying. It's not just the way it looks, though that is nightmarish. It's what it represents. The Nuckelavee is the ocean itself, angry and wounded, rising up to punish those who have taken too much. In an age of overfishing, ocean pollution, and climate change, the Nuckelavee feels less like a folk tale and more like a warning. The sea remembers, and the sea does not forgive. So the next time you're standing on a rocky shore in Scotland, watching the waves crash against the cliffs, remember this: the ocean is not empty, it is not peaceful, it is patient. And somewhere beneath those cold, dark waters, something with no skin and one burning eye is waiting for a reason to come ashore. Because the Nuckelavee doesn't need to hunt you, it just needs you to give it a reason. And humans always do. Now I have a question for you. The Nuckelavee is triggered by humans polluting the sea. If this creature existed today, looking at what we've done to the oceans, do you think it would ever stop? Or would it simply never go back underwater? Tell me what you think in the comments. I read every single one. If you've been watching Mythic Abyss for a while, you know we don't do ordinary monsters. We go deeper. We find the legends that keep people awake at night, in the places where they were born. If that's your kind of thing, smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Because what's coming next will make the Nuckelavee look friendly. And if this video gave you chills, hit that like button and share it with a friend who thinks the ocean is safe. Trust me, they need to hear this. Next time, we're diving beneath the Antarctic ice to investigate the Ningen, a massive white humanoid spotted by Japanese whaling crews in the Southern Ocean. 60 feet tall, no face, and absolutely no explanation. You're not ready for that one. This is Mythic Abyss. Legends. They don't want you to know.